to me. Yeah.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show. The truth they tried to bury, racism, justice, and unreported cases. This is the after show, fam. Just remember the views and opinions expressed by guests and clips presented on the program are their own and do not represent the views of the Johnny Binder Show. The content provided is for informational and commentary purposes only. The show makes no claims of veracity or independent verification. Viewer discretion is advised. And you know, y'all, we always have to open up with our prayer. So here it goes from Yellow Pain.
Dear God, oftentimes when I find myself winning, like really, really winning to my standards anyway, that's usually when I remember all the times I wasn't winning. And I sometimes let that become the premise for a moment to relax, like to take it in and to move at a pace that's more comfortable, I guess. But I know the bar you set for me is so much higher than the bar I set for myself. Like I know it's so much more. And God, I feel a season that's coming that's gonna unlock that really, really winning feeling again. I mean, only you know if that season is coming, but God, I feel it. And I'm asking you in advance, this time, keep me humble, keep me grounded. Give me the strength to have the same speed when I'm in first place in the race that I had when they blew the whistle. Give me the strength to not pause until I fully cross the finish line. Amen.
I want to talk to you guys about information warfare. You see, most people think they're informed, but they're not. They're manipulated. Here's what I'm saying, and here's why I'm saying it. We consume information every day that's designed to impact your emotions, not to make you think. Algorithms, they don't care about accuracy. They care about engagement, engaging you emotionally, making you react. See, in the Air Force, before we made a decision, we had to verify our intelligence. We had to question those sources. We had to distinguish between the signal and the noise. But in the civilian world, we react, we scroll, and we never vet that information. We never verify the information that's been fed to us is accurate. So we have an impact on influencing anyone else that we share information with without verifying it in the civilian world. So that's why I wrote a chapter in my book called Personal Information Power. It's one of the 8 powers that's designed to make you think strategically. This book is designed to stop you from being profited on based on confusion. So my book, Personal Instruments of Power, is out on Amazon. I want you to go out, look at the reviews, think about getting you a copy. I was also nominated as Author of the Year. I'd like to get your vote. Links are in this post. Don't let yourself be manipulated. Get your personal information power. See you on the other side.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being by any means necessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for part 2 of the show. And in part 2 of the show, the truth they tried to bury, racism, justice, unreported cases. We doing part 2 because we had a special guest in Bali, and he spoke wise like he 90 years old. He brought wisdom to the show that we needed. And Brother Marcus Bob was able to speak to him because he's been overseas. And the young man been going overseas for a while. And I'm proud of him. And he woke us up. And I already knew I was in hell. You know, I know this whole America, what it is. The Wild Wild West. You know, the Wild Wild West. Because every 10 minutes, some woman is unalive. Every 14 seconds, some woman is brutally beaten. Every 3 seconds, some woman is taken by sex. Every 10 years, 1 million beautiful black women been taken, kidnapped. So I know where I'm at. And he's 1,000% correct. And Miss Price was asking a question, TikTok. How did we get here? And then Miss Price asked the question, what could we do to make heaven over here like that? Nothing. The only way we can even get close to that, we would have to have Black Wall Street again to even get close to that. And they messed up 100 Black Wall Streets. I put that out today, Catherine. And it started in 1898. It started in 1921. Because it started in 1906, and I own 1906, a Black Wall Street. We own that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, and I will finish building it one day on 100 acres. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Price asked a hell of a question. The only way we can do this, we have to get our own banks, our own credit unions, our own finance company, build our own communities, and have us 2,000-3,000 acres doing the same thing the girls doing in Atlanta, but outside Atlanta. They started with 500 acres, now they got 1,000 acres. You have to build something else because America, through the 15 or 20%, I give them that many, racist police officer, like Mr. Neiman was saying, just going down the freeway. If they stop you, you like, you're going to my driver's license, you're going to my insurance. Let me tell you, don't have it in the glove compartment. Because if you reach, you may not make it back. Because they're going to say, I thought he was going for a gun. So again, I got burglar bars on my house. This is crazy. But I got a big cage on the front door, stuff all on the back door, because I know where I'm at. I'm not scared of them, but if they try to come in, at least I can have a chance to get at them before they get at me. Look at that kind of life. Then my son, Mr. Neiman said when he's traveling somewhere to do his shows, he'd have to take a pistol because they're going to try to rob him or whatever, because now you got police in the stores, in the church. Police in the church. I know y'all didn't hear me. In the stores, in HEB, in Kroger's. We don't have love. If we had love, Mr. Neiman, Miss Price, Marcus, if we had love, we wouldn't need law. But we need law because there's no love in America. No, baby. If we love, we wouldn't need all these police. And we have been made into slaves out of the $40 billion a year in Unicorn with 400 different products, and some of the smartest people on the planet is in prison. They making bulletproof vests in Bastrop, where I was at. And in Atlanta, all the matches you see, every kind of matches you can think of, they're making right in Atlanta. The model cars, race cars in Milwaukee and in Las Vegas. All that furniture you see, Hispanics and blacks, all of them black, right over there in Kansas City making furniture. Y'all not listening. Private prisons. Some of the feds done went to prison putting people in there. So again, America, my producer played it last night. I'm going to let her play some of it now, right now. I wanted to tune up to it. I want the guests to hear what some Caucasian people said about themselves, that they don't want to be in this no more. I guess they must have seen Bali. They said, I don't want to be in this no more. We are wrong for what we have done in atrocity and the slavery and the disrespect and the rape, the robbery, and hanging them on trees. We are wrong. Me, I ain't never seen that many Caucasian people of high positions in America speak like that to the other night. So, Catherine, I hope you can find 2-3 of them, because I want to play tonight. Because what my son said, Brother Neiman, is so profound. And God used this because I had already called him. He called me back. And he thought enough of me to come on here because I'm his biological father. I'm not his stepfather. So again, y'all need to hear this, because Ms. Price said, go to Bali. I'm going. I know why I'm staying there before it's over with, but I'm definitely going. I'll be coming back and do some work, then I'm going right back. I'm sick of this. I really am. I'm sick of this. And I'm going to do all I can with my grandchildren and my children, because this is crazy. Everywhere we go, we need 10 guns and bulletproof vests, and you get out, we at the Wild Wild West. And there's no justice. That's the cold part. There's no justice. They locked me up, say I robbed a jewelry store for $1 million in Dallas. So again, and 5 people took the witness stand and proved it. But one white man said I was there, boom, I'm in prison. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I've been feeling injustice. A police officer unalive. I'm in Canada going to Dallas, stop me, handcuff me, bring me back to Houston, put me in a death row tank, and say I unalive the police. I said, well, Chuck, do my hand. I ain't shot no gun, nothing. Shut up, and throw me in there. 14 days later, I was on my knees. I kicked all the trays out and never fasted. I went on an instant fast. And then they found the person in New Orleans. And that's why I'm sitting here now. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is off the chain tonight. And I want to thank Marcus. I want to thank Brother Neiman, Miss Price, Miss Mills. This is a great show. We're going to cut it up, part 2, and we're going to shock the world with it, because the world need to hear this. Catherine, I don't know where them tapes at, but I want you to bring some of them back. I want the world to see it again about what some of the white folks said. I want Mr. Neiman, Catley to hear it, Marcus, and us. So may God bless you. Peace.
And bless you. And I want to say something before we go to that as I add them back to the stage. You said that, and we do need our own institutions, but there was nothing that we can do. And this kind of goes to Ms. Price's question as well. When you were in prison, you said that you were able to keep your mind free by not focusing on your circumstances. Is that correct?
That's a fact.
So I remember that my grandkids, my G kids, when they were in elementary, they would have them meditate and just take time to chill out and take their central nervous systems offline for just a moment. And I know that's not, some Christians don't believe in meditation, but at least you can do some deep breathing exercises. But to me, Ms. Price, that's what it takes. That's why I can clear my mind and quiet the noise and focus on something greater and higher than myself by actually being able to connect with God in a different way. And I come back rejuvenated, and I have clarity of thought and have new ideas and stuff running all over the place. That's why when you talk to me sometimes, Minister, I'd be like on 10, 12, 15 cylinders. And that's why my mind can work at the capacity that it does. So I'm just putting it out there. If you can't leave physically, you can always leave in your mind.
Yeah.
And just
what I like that Mr. Neiman brought out is the fact of fear. And if we claim we follow God and we claim, we for Christ and stuff, God said he did not give us the spirit of fear. Mm-hmm. So why are we taking on, fear? Why are we walking hand in hand with fear instead of doing just like you said, if we have to, meditate on it, if we have to leave the country, if we have to, hey, just stop and take a breath. We need to find
with fear, though.
Right. We are programming fear. And some people don't, like Mr. Neiman said, some people just want to stay in their circumstance, like, because, it's familiar. It's where they, they used to, where they're comfortable at, and he's right. We do need to teach our younger generation that, no, you have the right to express yourself. You have the right to know the truth. You have the right to stand up for whatever. And I mean, I remember as a kid, what the girl say, you need to use your imagination, So, I mean, kids now, they are programmed by social media, games, and everything that they don't know how to use their imagination. They don't know how to get outside of their bubble, what they were programmed to believe of themselves. So I like the fact about that.
Yeah, we don't read like we used to. So you can't escape and go to different worlds like we used
Right.
to be able to. But
Yeah, like the
yeah.
encyclopedia and the globe. Yeah, I remember doing that, you know, circling the globe and putting your hand on it, then looking at the encyclopedia to see what it said and what they do. I remember doing that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this to you, both of you young ladies, y'all on point. They made it against the law for us to even go to Africa, because what they did, they would show children hungry and bellies out, and it scared me. I'm telling you what I seen. Everybody, man, you going there, man? You going to Africa? That malnutrition over there, man. But I don't even know the continent is the richest on the planet Earth. But I'm so dumb and ignorant. I've been taught by these slave masters. So we got a devil sitting on one shoulder and an angel on the other, both suggest us all the time. We must learn to be wise enough to recognize the voices and follow the angels. There's a positive side and a negative side of every situation, but we always look at one side and regret our short-sightedness. So what my son said, it opened up something. God wanted this to be open to see that you go heaven over here right down 36 hours. But after you leave the 36 hours over here, we in hell with a gasoline jacket on. So that's what I'm saying. And the only way I could do what I'm doing in prison, Brother Neiman and family, is that when I went there, everybody want to fight and stab and all that. I got 40 years. So if I participate in that, I ain't never coming home. So I said, no, man, come on, y'all. Let's make peace. I ain't doing that. Come on, man. I ain't doing that. I had 5 fights. The only reason I had them, they forced me. But what I'm saying to y'all is this, is that while I was there, Neiman, I started meditating. I had never meditated like that. I started meditating because I wanted to get out that prison. I ain't gonna lie, that's why I meditate. I put some love music on, go in my room, put my earphones on, and I'm in the room. I wouldn't come out. I'm studying. I leave there, go to the library because ain't no bunch of folks in the library. And I'm in there. I go to the law room, ain't no bunch of folks in there because I'm running from them. And when I want to deal with them, I go play baseball. And then I work in the common fair for 4 hours because I can eat the meat and all that filth they had in there. So that's how I sure enough went vegan. So again, what I'm saying to you is that while they was playing dominoes, I was playing God knows. And while they thought it was a cemetery, Muslim Neiman, I turned to a seminary. So I had to psychologically and mentally do a psychosocial assessment on myself. And I was blessed that some people came in on 1990 from Scientology, but they didn't tell us it was from Scientology. And they was there for 3 days. And they detoxed me. They gave me a Dianetic. They got all the stuff and they talked about it and the pain and what my daddy did and when my daddy left my mama, when he came back, when my brother got stabbed, all that stuff, we was talking about it. And after the 3 days, Miss Mills, all that stuff went away. So I was moved by that. And I was moved by the nation because it was so many people talking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. So we had to take ourselves out of the atmosphere of this. The worst thing ever happened to us besides slavery is right here in my left hand. This iPhone buffoonery overrated. We got a 14, we got a 15, we got a 16, we got a 17. It's going to get up to 30 for us over. And here we go. And Xbox, oh my God, don't go there.
I have an 11. I have iPhone 11.
Yeah, a brother told me Xbox, the Grand Hotel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dude just told me a week ago, said, Jeremiah, you do know what they do now, right? He said they murder on one
you
of them.
can't unalive, they unalive.
They unalive people on there, and the children looking at it, and the children now see over 18,000 murders before they're 18 years old. The little 2-year-old boy shot a 4-year-old boy, shot his brother. But he thought it was going to pop back up. But because the boy with the gun, he was looking at him like, come on, man, pop up. He didn't pop back up because he didn't look at so much of that junk. And he shot the brother, Mr. Neiman.
He fired at him. You know you got to watch what you say.
Help me out. He fired at him and hit him right in the head. This is exciting. He hit him right in the head. And the little boy fell backwards. So his brother like, come on, man, stop playing. He didn't realize that This ain't what you've been doing. This is real. So again, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, America is in Revelation 17, 18, 19. 17 became a prostitute. 18, she became the habitation of devils, from every foul and evil spirit, from every unclean caged bird. And God say, come out of her, my people, and partake not in her sins. America said, I sit as a queen, I feel no sorrow. And God said he will come. And the merchants have waxed rich off of us, diamonds, gold. You're going to see all that in there. All the stuff we buy. Like Nima said, I got to have a watch on. I got to have a big ring on. I got to have a Rolls Royce, a Porsche, because we get jammed into materialistic buffoonery, labelistic buffoonery. And I'm going to unalive somebody to get it. And don't let Christmas come. Everybody's stealing. Everybody's stealing trees, presents, whatever it is. Santa Claus is coming 2 times, and we spend $1 trillion on a myth and a lie. And December's the 10th month. It ain't the 12th month. Decatoma is the 10th month. We didn't have a 10th month. They added the other 2 months, Julius Caesar, July, Augustus Caesar, August. So what my son is saying, we've been duped. We've been duped.
Let me give you a little bit of. I'm sorry, I'm interrupted.
Come on. Hurry up.
I was going to say Julius and Augustus, they did all of that, but it was still winter solstice. It was still whatever December is now. They didn't have months. It was a dead period. So the winter solstice has always been like around the 21st. They made it the 24th or whatever because of the 3 days after the winter solstice. The sun rises and sets on the northern hemisphere at the same point. And so that was always celebrated to the stopping of the days, the nights becoming longer, and the days start to grow longer up until the summer solstice, which just happened a few days ago. I just want to give that little bit of knowledge, but continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're on. So,
I'm sorry.
No, you gotta be sorry, son. Just raise your hand.
That was rude. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't. Stop saying that. So again, you know how we are. I teach you to speak up, and I taught you well. Your mother will be proud of you. I'm gonna call her tonight and let her know. Say, baby, he growing. He's still growing. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is so important. We did a second show. We wouldn't get up to do no second show, but Brother Neiman took us to heaven and trying to get me and Miss Price and Miss Mills and Marcus, wherever he at, and trying to get us out of hell. I don't know where Marcus is, but I came back to heaven. So again, this is not a joke. Every 3 seconds, a woman is taken. I'm going to try it again. Every 3 seconds and every 10 minutes, a woman is unalive. Every 14 seconds, a woman is brutally beaten. And 1 million beautiful black women every 10 years is taken. So again, my brother, my 2 sisters, we in hell with a gasoline jacket on. And God said, come out of her, my people. Come out. He didn't say come out of all people. He used a possessive pronoun, my. Come out of her, my people, and partake not in her sins. She had become the habitation of devils, from every foul and evil spirit, from every unclean caged bird. In Revelation 19, she had become the great whore. America is a whore. They robbed us. They pillaged us. They owe us over $100 trillion. They done paid reparation to everybody but us. So we crazy. We don't know our name. We don't know nothing. They stripped us. So I'm just so glad my child was wise enough to God to affect him enough from his mother and me and his grandparents to get the hell out of here and go all over the country and start loving it. And I'm moving the body before it's over with. That's a fact. May God bless you.
Not everybody's path has to be outside of the states. I mean, there's still good you can do there. I would suggest moving away from the cities.
Yes.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's just, what are you willing to to if we're saying, like you pointed out, that the phone is one of the the biggest things since slavery, that was such a statement. I guess you're saying that the phones are enslaving us or whatever. I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes.
Then, if that's the case, then what are these things that you're willing to give up to reach whatever type of peaceful life that you want? And I think that can be obtained just about anywhere outside of a active war zone. But Lord, you can't do it in Lebanon right now. But yeah. So I don't want to say everybody's path is to leave the United States, because in some respects it might sound like you're tucking your tail and running. And that's not necessarily the case for everyone. I definitely didn't tuck my tail and run. I just I know I'm at somewhere around the midpoint of my lifetime, and so I want my years of all of this experience and things that I've learned to actually just be in a positive, peaceful environment and way, and so that's why I chose it. That's it.
But let me say this to you: it ain't running. The only reason I'm going. 1 minute.
I'm not saying you're running. I'm not saying you're running.
No, I know.
They say hit dog holler.
That don't fit with me though. But what I'm saying to you is that number one, I want to spend some time with you. Number two, right. I miss you. But what I'm saying is the peace that I see over there is something I ain't never had. And when I was talking to that sister a while ago, and she walking around peaceful, and she talking about how peaceful it is, and I'm looking, y'all showing me all the trees and the fruit and $250 for a whole week. I'm coming with $1,000 for a whole month. So again, yeah, the second time I probably paid 6 months, but anyhow. So all I'm saying is that we don't know what we're missing because we never had it. Okay, when I used to go out to my ranch, when I had my ranch on Kickapoo, off Megastat, I kind of felt it. I ain't gonna lie, because I didn't want to come back to town. Every time I came back to town, it was. So I'm like, oh my God, what? But when I was out there, I was at peace. I'd get on my bush hog, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, Brother Neiman. I cut my grass, my 17 acres. I'm rolling. My chef there, they cooking my food. I'm in my 140,000 grams of food. I've been heaven. Neiman, I promise you, every time I came back to town, I dreaded it. I didn't come to town about 3 times a month. And every time I came back, I dreaded it. So Charlie unalive and fell out on me. Somebody run him over, and then they put my ranch in a probate, and I couldn't beat the probate out because I didn't change the name out fast enough. I already paid him his $100,000 back. It was $900,000 worth $1.9 million. So again, that took me out of heaven and threw me right back into hell. So I didn't know how important it was until tonight to Utah. That's how bad we need a ranch.
We need a ranch.
You don't need a ranch. I just need a front porch. Tyler, Texas works for me. Tyler, Texas, and Prairie View works for me.
I need a ranch. Yeah. I write all my taxes off. I can write everything off.
I say most people, if not all of us, just need a peace of mind in the space to be able to just freely express ourselves like we did when we were children, like when we were young children, and everything was possible and everything was new and inspirational. we lose that as adults, primarily because it's all of this whatever, but we don't give ourselves enough space and time. Like I think Miss the Lady Mills was saying, and I have to say, I didn't realize it was a Christian thing not to meditate. That's wild. But the meditation, well, the first time I came here, one of the main things, or if not the best, one of the main things that I took out from here was this Javanese man taught me how to meditate, with focusing on my breath, emptying my mind, la, 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 la. When I came back to the West, came back to Houston, after 3 months of being here the first time, I did a lot of meditation. I would meditate every day. I would let the sun hit me. I received that energy. I would just focus on the sun's energy that's been bouncing around the sun for hundreds of thousands and sometimes millions of years. And it takes only 10 minutes for it to escape the sun and then hit our face. And so we're being blessed every day with hundreds of thousand-year-old sunlight. It's
Millions.
Just finally, sometimes millions. Yeah, I get the numbers wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But then go into a meditative state and then just allowing whatever is coming in to come in, and not try to force a thought, not try to have a thought, but just let whatever comes in come in, because the way that your brain is working, if you truly are going in your flow and what you want, then those things are going to flutter into your mind first and foremost, for you to understand those decisions and patterns and all these things that you can go forward in life, and you can block out all of the noise, because all of the noise is what's not allowing you to see which path it is that you need to take. And so by meditating and clearing your space and clearing your mind, you can allow the things that are going to serve you to come into your mind. And I also, in my belief system is that a lot of what we hear when we say God told us or anything like that, it's what we have inside, like it's within us. And so that what's coming out from us within our mind, and when we hear God speak or when we interpret what God is, it's all within us, but we don't quiet and give ourselves enough time and space to actually allow that to be your guiding self. And so meditation has helped me with that immensely, to where I can just be most of the time within flow and understand, like, this isn't for me, this is for me. Okay, move here, don't move here. And yeah, I would suggest, I don't know where I'm coming from with this. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Name it. Name it. I ain't never heard him talk this much.
Oh,
I've never heard him talk this much, but I'm glad. Listen, y'all. Listen.
Well, I had something that made me a little bit loquacious, so there it is.
No good. We're gonna need you about once a week. Listen, I want y'all to hear me. TikTok just said something about us discussing the need for Black institutions and mental wellness. Did y'all hear what I just said? That, brother, it's so many of us need a psychosocial assessment and a dynamic to be able to unalive somebody so fast. And one brother was in Chicago the other day. He jumped out the car at the park and went to spraying the whole park. This just happened about a week ago. I think he shot about 32 of them. Wow. People running.
I have some controversial to say that it made controversial in the Black community, I'm assuming.
Come on, you know.
And this is to touch on what you're saying right now. And you're saying that the whoever it was on TikTok said something about they didn't say therapy. What did they say? They need some sort of institutions.
Discussing the need for Black institutions and mental illness.
Okay, yeah. So I think the way it was during slavery and after slavery heavily, it was the church. the church was the guiding force, the guiding light. Like you trust in that, and this is the way. This is the way. And over time, through in this modern time that we're in right now, I think it's not, even though I think some people will voice it out and say, yeah, this is not, but they don't truly have that belief system in that. They see cracks in that, and they're just not, something's not catching. And I think that's because there needs to be a different conversation that's outside of the church that can really truly address a lot of the traumas that people have, that individually have, as a community that we have, as a society, that we have. And I think that, I don't have the stats on this, but in our community, we don't go to therapy. We don't seek other ways of getting.
We think it's a sign of weakness. We think it's a sign of weakness to go to therapy. We think it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah, and but we will go maybe ask our pastor or somebody in church, but those answers a lot of times are just passages in the Bible, the existential, like it something's not connecting in this modern age. I mean, the passages are about 2,000 plus years ago, what they're talking about, and you're relating your life to that when you have all sorts of things going on in your life that you're not feeling. And I don't think people are understanding like what's going on with them, and they need to modernize. I agree with the TikTok guy. They need to modernize and figure out these, like, how to move forward in that. I was lucky. I was pursuing a woman in France, this Dutch woman, and I just went out to go see her, and I ended up living out there because it was just, you met her, Kira. And so what I didn't know is that they had a psychiatrist there, and they were doing a lot of, people would come to this farm. We were in the middle of France on a horse farm, and people would come about 5 minutes down the road and then come to our farm and like relax. But they would come to go see him because he was a psychiatrist, and he would have all these different types of therapies mixed with Eastern and Western ways, down from India to Asia to whatever. And he was able to get to, which most of the situation stemmed from the childhood. But I was just there because I was there with the girl. But then I was in the group therapy sessions, and they started asking me questions and getting into me. And then boom, I was in therapy. And that helped me so much in my life, to where when I'm getting triggered by something, I'm not understanding what's going on, I can stop, take a second, and then realize, because now I know where these traumas come from. Oh, this trigger comes from this. Like maybe it's an abandonment issue. Maybe it's something that happened with, from I don't know, from me being mischievous when I was a kid. This is how I am because of this situation. And then I can stop and assess, and then I can have peace over it because I have understanding of it. And I'm not this unknown feeling that just popped up that was associated to something that happened a long time ago. And but I have this feeling and act on this feeling because, we are human. And a lot of times when we do that, we make the decisions that don't favor us. And that's why a guy will go out into a park and spray up the park, because he doesn't understand how to work with whatever it is that's triggered him, and to actually go pull this trigger. And these are things that I agree with the TikTok, that we need some real professionals and let go of the stigma, whatever it is in our community, that we shouldn't go and seek. Don't call it help. Just, you need to understand we all go through something, and we need to understand what that is and learn how to process that out so that we can have a healthy life. We can forgive not only those, but we need to learn how to forgive ourselves for different choices that we made that we didn't understand while we made, and things like that we haven't forgiven ourselves for, and we put all that and projecting on others and stuff like that. But I digress. I'm taking up all the time.
No, thank you. But I want to go back to something you said about the church. And this is what I think a lot of pastors don't have formal training or knowledge. And so they go back to and pull those, will give you a Bible verse when you're struggling with mental health. Because some of it could be spiritual, and then you have some of it mental. But I think the pastors that are better trained and have actually went to school for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been my experience. Have been more helpful in guiding me and saying, okay, Kat, so we talked about this. We've had our group therapy here in church, but I know XYZ counselors. If you want to go seek counseling, go to counseling. So they were big advocates of that. I was blessed to be in that situation. But I know a lot of pastors just felt called. They didn't have any formal training. So all they had was the Bible. So that's why they don't really, to me, that's why they don't push the mental health. They see everything as being some kind of spiritual or religious experience. That's just
sometimes people they go through life, and there's some things that I heard in therapy. One of the guys, he was a refugee from I don't know if it's Senegal or somewhere, but he was living in Europe, and he was one of those something happened in his country, and he had to get adopted from somewhere, and somebody in Holland, in the Netherlands, whatever, they adopted him. And so he grew up in Amsterdam, not knowing his family, not knowing his culture, not knowing anything. And because of these things, it affected the way he was in life. Like, he didn't want anyone to touch him. He couldn't get close to anyone. He was this and that, and he hadn't thought about, or he had pushed so many of these traumas down in a place where he didn't understand, like he didn't remember these things in a way, or he just blocked these memories. And not only through talking about it in a psychiatry way, but in a Eastern way. And like, I don't know if you ever heard of Kundalini. So in a Kundalini type of practice, tantric type of practice, where he was doing this exercise with eye contact and breathing and meditation. It's this physical part of him where he was keeping this trauma down, was able to be released to where he was then able to mentally see and unblock all of this and actually have that moment of releasing. Like, maybe he didn't cry in that moment. Maybe he didn't get this out. Maybe the emotion, it was trapped. And his physical everything, and it just comes out. It was amazing, like, transformation to see that in real time. And then now he can go forward in life understanding, like, hey, it's not his fault. It's, on these things and this and that, so forth. But I'm not sure in what way a pastor can do.
Cannot, because most of them
things,
don't.
Because it's not
going to embrace that. Most Christian, most Christian pastors, traditional, are not going to embrace those type of Eastern practices.
Right. And this is like the Hindus have had their thing going for like 5,000 years or something like that, or a long time, maybe thousands of years. They've been studying human psychology, humans, whatever. Like, agree with the religion or not, I'm not saying anything about their religion, but it's their practices and understanding of the human psyche, and like, they brought yoga to this world, and stuff like that. Like, they understand things about the body. It's just a lot of knowledge that's been passed down and unbroken. And you take that and you look at African Americans' knowledge. We were separated from our family, separated from our history, separated, like, purposely. We were given certain passages in the Bible for us to pacify us, and so that we wouldn't rebel, and so that we wouldn't say, hey, why are we in bondage, and things like that, to just keep us, pacified. And so, but that's without the knowledge. You say knowledge is power. This is, part of it. And so then we're left with, part whatever we got from whatever island we were from in Haiti or this and that, and to stop along the way to the States. And then we formed this whole Christian with lost a lot of the African ways. And so then, this is what we come up with, this new learning. We've been blocked from a lot of this knowledge, and so the being open enough to actually say, okay, well, how are you doing this over here? Why is this like that? Why do you meditate? Why do you go to synagogue? Why do you do this? Like, understand it, especially with the ancients. They had a lot of knowledge without understanding, like, scientifically how to run, scientific method or anything, but they had to understand it because they have thousands of years of knowing this pressure point in your body. If I stick a needle in here and twist it like that, all of a sudden your elbow's not hurting anymore or something like that, with acupuncture and different things, because they have this knowledge. But to be closed off because you're saying this is weird, this isn't Christian, this isn't, what I know. We understand that most of us in America, we don't know shit. So like, yes, I'm going off another tangent, but traveling, it opened that up for me when I'm meeting all these different people from all these different walks of life, and understanding that, hey, we're all having a human experience, and most of us want the same things. We just want to be left alone to raise our family and love our loved ones. And that's what most people genuinely want in this world, no matter where they are. And the more that we learn about one another and learn that, hey, we just look different, but we're still all, have these similarities, then we can spread this love instead of all of this, this negativity and things like that. But I do understand, hey, we're still human. So what you got to do? So I just avoid the negativity, and the love I spread in the community and the circles that I'm in, like, that's what's important to me. And that's it. I don't need all of the external world to love me and this and that and so forth. I don't.
Let me say to both of you, because they talking about you on here again. They talk about your journey. TikTok talk about you. They talk about your journey, and when you took the journey, your storytelling, your films, and they saying they have never been on the journey. They've never been in a film. So you had said about 40 minutes ago, a lot of people don't get a chance to tell their story. They don't get a chance to write it. But they made it against the law for 310 years for us not to write. So now not to read. So now when we read, we get sleepy. But we go watch a movie for 3-4 hours. So again, Willie Lynch, what they won't read, it'll take for 10 minutes to read it. 1712, which we was talking about last night. Willie Lynch in itself, not last night, night before last, Tuesday. We're going to use, brought the letter, stop hanging your slaves. Here go a letter. We're going to use fear, distrust, and envy to keep them against each other. The dog against the lighter, the flat nose against the pointed nose, and they did it. And they said it would last for 300 years. Watch this. 2012. We're in 2026, going to 27. But it said it would be a perpetual cycle. The perpetual cycle means that we never learn. That's why in Ezekiel 34, the pastor, God said they fed themselves, they clothed themselves, but they never fed the flock. This is where the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is where Catherine was talking about the pastor's not qualified because they've not been no psychiatrist. They have not did no studying. You weren't lucky Lucifer. You were blessed.
I was extremely blessed.
Yeah. You were blessed to go there with a young lady. And while you were sitting in that class, God knew for a fact he had to get you to that class where you could detox and hear the stories and tell yours where you can get the trigger out of you. Because you used to ride down the freeway 100 miles an hour in your Cadillac. So God had to get you. Your father was there for 10 years. You used to come see me.
Fast cars.
So again, yeah. So again, You was blessed by God to get you out of this and bring you back. You're not here, but you here 36 hours away. And God set this show up tonight for all these, because over 10,000 people gonna hear this here. And in 30 days, over 1 million. People need to know how they can find peace. God say he the author of peace and not confusion. We got 1,200 something religion. I don't believe in religion. Religion comes from religiosity. It's man-made schism. 24 Baptists, 7 different Muslims, 7 different I don't got. So I'm not in none of that buffoonery. It's one God, one faith, one baptism. And the God I'm looking for is in me anyhow. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. God is supreme being. I'm the human being. The being, the entity is in me. So I'm not looking up here no more. So again, brother, God used you, Neiman, and you sat at a table with me and your mama and whatever name that captain was. That young man, my son, Miss Catherine.
I know what you're gonna say.
14 or 15 years old. This
No,
man,
I was older. Go ahead.
you sure?
I know what you're gonna say, but you got the years wrong. But go ahead.
You were 16 or 17. How old was you?
Go ahead. What you gonna say? Say what you're gonna say. I'll correct you on the age later.
No, what I was gonna say. He looked at his beautiful mother because she's from the island. And I think she do have some island. I know she got some island. And look, I'm tied to the island. Look at that, through his mother. So, and watch this here, Catherine. My son looked at his mother, then he looked at me. That man said something so out there. He said, I'm gonna be more smarter than you and you. And I looked at him. I looked at this. I say, what you say? Now watch this here. Some of that's true. Because he was smart enough. He was smart enough to get the hell out of here and leave me over here in hell with a gasoline jacket on. So again, I ain't mad at you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, God's all to peace and not confusion. And I'm talking to the gangbangers and young people. 26% of y'all now, and you pick this up from the government. Y'all unalive y'all women. The woman says she don't want you. You pull a pistol out. And what words am I supposed to say, Catherine? When they
Pow pow. Or
you pop out the woman, then you pop out yourself. 26% of our children from 18 to 38. This has never happened in the history of time. Young men, that is not love. That's lust, and you have become an animal.
See, hold on right there.
Come on.
You. This is the blanket thing again.
No, stop. I said the 26%. It's 26. I'm not talking about all young people. I said
you calling them animals. If you call them animals, you're not going to reach anyone if you're going to call them an animal.
No, they're animals. They're animals. If you shoot a woman and shoot yourself, you're an animal. It's in the Bible.
Listen, but you got
to unalive a woman and then unalive yourself.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that the ones that you want to reach are the people that are before they do the unaliving, right? And so they're in this world and they're doing these things as well. But you call them animal, then they're like, all right, fuck it, I'm an animal. So each individual has a reason. You think if you look at how many young children have you looked at under the age of 3 years old, and you look at this child, and the child is just as innocent as it wants to be, right? It's just pure innocence. And so that child isn't going to, in most cases, I'm not going to say 100%, that child isn't just going to go and just be this monster all on its own. So we humans have a learned behavior. We learn things by observing things. We hear things. And hold on. Let me finish this one point. I'll be quick this time.
No, don't move.
I'll be really quick.
I'll be
really quick.
No.
So what I'm saying is, but what I'm trying to say is that we have to get at the root of what's happening with each individual on a case. Like, because that's how you can solve this type of, but just blanking and say, oh, the animals, whatever, and it's just this and that. We don't know which each case is. I'm not justifying any of their actions or what they're doing or whoever this they is. I'm saying that, you know, that our behaviors are learned behaviors. And so how do we get to that, to where the person who doesn't understand, because that's the only thing that they know. Maybe it's the only thing that they know.
Okay.
They saw their father did it. Their father's father did it. The person next door does it this way. The person down the street, my best friend, does it this way. How do they know anything that's different?
And I
But
agree.
if they feel that, and every one of us thinks that what we do is right.
That's
Every one of us think that what we do is right. Truth is in perception. So if you're telling someone, hey, you're this, and they're like, yo, but this is what I know. This is why am I this? Then they won't receive what they need to receive.
I
And
agree.
so that's the only reason why I interjected right now was like,
I said I'm a pro, but you don't know what's happening over here. See, when TikTok do this here, Neiman, everything you said is true. TikTok just said something that wasn't true. TikTok, let me go
what's
back.
that?
No, this them now, sir.
Do I need to get on TikTok?
No, listen. TikTok. We ain't said nothing. We ain't cursed. We ain't unalive nobody. Only thing I said, and my son was saying, all of them potential just ain't got to be an animal. That's in the Bible, so let me put the context on it. In Romans 1, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Y'all can read it for yourself. If I'm wrong, I take this telephone and throw it on the freeway. But it happened to be there. Romans 1:24 say, professing to be wise, yet become fools. TikTok. 25, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship the creature instead of the creator. 26, women change their natural use. 27, men burn in lust that they shall have for woman. 28, God gave them over to a reprobate mindset, animalistic. That's where I got it from. So my son's saying that all of them got a different reason, different circumstance. That's a fact. But it derived back to unaliving a female and unaliving themselves. So the rational air is something got there where all of them derived in the same place. 6 + 1 is 7. 5 + 2 is 7. 4 + 3 is 7. 9 - 2 is 7. They got to the 7 to pull that thing out and unalive each other. So what I'm saying to my child, and I understand what he's saying, I'm saying there's no way you could be mentally sound, put whatever name you want on it, and take a pistol. You ain't gonna be with me? No. Yeah. So again, we ain't never done that. Never.
But this having the means to do so, and it's being in the culture. Like you're talking about the outcome. You're talking about the result. But what led us to this result? Like that's what has to be fixed. You can't, once it's done, it's done and over, and it's heinous, and it's messed up. It's whatever. But how do we stop that from the beginning? Okay, what led you to this, and what led you to this, and what led you to this, and then start understanding more and educating people on what's okay and what's not okay, and the reasons why it's not okay, and to the younger and younger generations, and this problem can't be solved overnight. It's going to be solved over generations, but it has to be generations of understanding. Understanding is where you can not have the fear of it. Understanding is where you're not anxious about something. You were saying something about finding the peace. Finding the peace, it's not hard. It's not easy, but finding the peace is not being in the past, which brings depression. It's not being too far into the future, which is going to breed anxiety. It's how present can you be in the moment, in each moment. The present is where you find the peace. But if you're haunted by stuff that happened in the past if you don't know how you're going to pay your rent or feed yourself tomorrow, then you're anxious, then you can't have any peace because you can't be present in this present moment with your child, this present moment with your family, this present moment with yourself and the things that you want to do with your life that makes your heart beat. And so we have to find what is it that caused this result and stop harping on this result, because it's bad. We all can agree on that, but how can we solve this over time? How can we address this problem? How can we have the accountability as our own community, have also our accountability to where we contributed to this problem, where we out and making these things look cool and saying that this is the way and knowing that that's not the way. Like, what is it? And so it can't be just yelling at this is bad. Everybody can point the finger. Everyone. And so we have to figure out, like, if you want to have a true compassionate, you're talking about Christianity. If you want to be compassionate like Jesus or someone, then it's an understanding of, okay, where have you been? Because none of us are 100% pure. None of us are without fault or haven't done something, Right. And so we have to go into that and figure that out. And then from there, you can raise a more harmonious society.
But I think you go back to, it's about, okay, so I don't consider, just FYI, I don't consider myself a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ. And in that, it's the theory of second mile living. That's my theory. And I don't know, back when we always talk during Jesus's time on earth, it was customary for Roman soldiers to use citizens to carry their equipment or whatever a mile. Do you remember this, minister? A mile. And so when Jesus was talking about, if your brother asked you to go 1 mile, go with him 2, that's what he was referring to, was that second mile. And that's really what being a follower of Christ is. That's where the whole turn the other cheek principle comes from, which I still struggle with that one sometimes. I don't lie to you, but that's my personal struggle. And I say all that to say is, if you just focus on what you got going on and trying to make yourself better, you don't have time to be poking a finger at nobody else wondering what they got going on and trying to fix them, because this is a lifelong journey trying to get this straight. The more you go further in, the deeper you go into the spirit. It's all an unveiling if you're truly living to grow and learn and be better. It's a constant unveiling. So do I love you? Yes, I love you. You gonna test my love for you? Yes, you're gonna test it for me. But do I shut down or do I go that extra mile?
I want to answer this, what you said and my son said. Who I answer.
Also, I have like maybe 10 or 15 more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Play the tape. Play the tape about the racism. I want him to hear this. He's gonna be shocked. Play the tape.
Okay.
And my microphone's almost dead.
All right, darling. It won't take long. So speaking of unveiling, I'm trying to find a segue. Speaking of unveiling.
On Black people. Can we stop it for once, at least, please? Like, we all knew when Charlie Kirk was killed. We knew who this was going to be. We knew who the suspect was going to be, a young white man. We knew it. And yet, some people tried to spin this to say it was something else. And now threats are being lobbied against Black students at universities. Black HBCUs are being threatened to be blown up. I think 4 of them had to shut down yesterday and today because they had to deal with bomb threats. It was never them. It's never been the Black community. We always blame anybody else but ourselves. But the call is coming from inside the house. We are the problem. White on white crime, we are the problem. We have always been the problem. So let's, for once, stop trying to blame somebody else and look inward and try to address the actual problems that we are the ones creating upon ourselves.
I cannot wait for the comments on this one, but white people, we're gross, and I just learned yet another reason why. So my 3-year-old son is in nursery school, right? And we got an email the other day that said that there was lice happening at the school. Gross. So I follow the links to like the CDC page on head lice, and I of course buy all the products and get the knit comb and all the things, and I'm studying the information on the CDC page when what to my wondering eyes should I come across but the little fun fact that African American communities experience less lice than white people. It just makes me think of what a nice compliment that is to the TikTok I saw the other day. Oh, I wish I could remember who created it, with the guy talking about how when the Europeans came here to the US, then, you know, Turtle Island, the indigenous people could smell them like football fields away, and they were like so repulsed that they begged them to bathe, and they taught them how to have appropriate levels of hygiene. And they say white people have no culture. It's in our blood. We're disgusting.
You don't think white women have been conned to the most by patriarchy? Explain this. 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, and only 47% of white women did. So more than half of white women voted for a patriarchal rapist. Why? Because they were the most conned by patriarchy. Sure, patriarchy runs thick in all of us, and we all do have to deconstruct. But because of patriarchy's intersection with white supremacy, it hits different for white women. White women are told, yeah, white men might be the most powerful in society, but you can live in their houses. You can have access to the places where these men go, to the places where influence happens. You can just influence your husband to get the world that you want, because your husband will be the most powerful in this society. Patriarchy says, yeah, you have to submit to men. Men will always be higher than you, but you get to be higher than everyone else. And this is how patriarchy subtly convinces white women to help them enforce white supremacy culture. It says, yeah, you can't be at the top of the ladder, but we'll give you the second rung, higher than the rest of them. Patriarchy doesn't make the same promise to black women or to Latino women. It doesn't work so hard to con them because it knows that they're likely already sufficiently oppressed by white supremacy and likely capitalism too. Patriarchy does its best to get white women to buy into the idea of hierarchy. It needs us to, because if we didn't, we alone could be the force that changed the tides. There are enough of us. So what it tries to offer us instead, in order to entice us to play the patriarchal game, is it says, but you can be not like the other women. You can be better than the other women. You could be the cool girl or the sports girl or the trophy wife, while all those other women are getting oppressed because you're the exception. That's right, you're going to be the exception. Then you will get treated better by patriarchy. Patriarchy won't forget about you and render you invisible when you're in your 40s like it does those other women. You're special. If you're just self-sacrificing enough and you prioritize your children and your husband, oh, there will be a bright future waiting for you. Don't listen to those other older women. They're just bitter because they're not special like you. You're different. Patriarchy barely plays that game with other women. That is a game designed for white women. It's why white women are so competitive with each other, because they all think they're vying for the slot of the special woman, the exception to the rule that applies to other women. Little do they know there was never any such exception. That carrot is like the bunny that the greyhound is chasing around the track. It always just seems to elude them. By the time they figure it out when they're in their 40s, and they start getting treated like they have no value, well, by then they'll just be discarded, while their husband gets somebody younger who doesn't yet know this, and then that younger woman will be told, you're the exception. It won't happen to you. Just wait, you will be cherished forever. White women need to own our shit. You should be really embarrassed by this. Go ahead, be on the wrong side.
I know Neiman's his phone is running down.
Is what?
Your phone. Your phone. Your battery.
Nah, I was just I'm so ready to speak on this. Like, woo! I don't know how many times that woman said patriarchy. I was starting to count.
Play that last one, and then I'll let
Wait,
you
hold on, no, please don't play that last one again. Please don't play that last one.
No, he didn't say run it back. He didn't say run it back.
No, not running back. I'm talking about the other one's coming up. That white woman here, she tough. Play the other one. I ain't talking about that even. None of you sing. Watch this here, then I want you to speak. I'm gonna ask you something.
History. Listen, Shaquita. Isn't that racial profile?
not stitching this to stitch for this woman to understand anything, because there isn't a chance she's going to until she needs other women. She just won't understand it until she needs other women, because white women are the problem. White women are the problem. I am the problem. So I'm trying to be part of the solution. I'm trying to help white women understand that the reason that you're going so hard is because a man told you to go that hard, and men are getting you to do their bidding war for them and go against women. You know, I am a woman's woman through and through, have been my whole life. I have never, will never, and don't need to ever be a pick-me girl. And it's really sad that white women are the problem. But we need to be part of the solution now. Women.
Each and every time I came across this such a particular video of these white people to understand each and look again, because of how some of us has to work for you. Because
that was the last one.
Oh. I was like, what's going on?
That was the last one.
All right.
Brother Neiman.
There's a lot to unpack here. One, there's a lot of self-hate going on with those women. It's wow. So I think it's more of an aristocratic class that people hate on more than anything, because it happens anywhere in the world. In the Philippines, lighter-skinned people feel like they have or they get privilege in the Philippines rather than the browner, darker skinned people. And in India, they have a caste system. In different other places in UK where they're all white, it just depends on what your socioeconomic status is. But the common denominator, the things that you see and then float around on social media because the algorithms are going to feed them to you, are the things that have the negative tone on them. And so the amount of times she says the patriarchy is because the algorithms know, hey, this is gonna feed this, and people click, and they get this emotion about them, and then they have this thing about them, and they might end up buying something at some point in time, or subscribing or whatever. But it's you're feeding into all of this. Like, I get it. In America, there's a racial problem. I'm not denying that it exists, but what I'm saying is that I don't know, from these last self-hating white women, like, whoa, like, it's like, what's going on? Like, I get it, but are you individually the problem? Like, what is this problem they're talking about? The patriarchy and it's such a blanketed set of statements, and it's just designed. People are just going for views or whatever. These aren't. I don't know what their education is. Are they qualified to speak on these things, or are they just good at social media? And are the algorithm just going to keep feeding this to more people, to where we're on a podcast talking about this right now?
It's a real thing, though, because I my whole thing is I've always wondered why white women vote against their own self-interest.
Most people around the world vote against their own self-interest. It's
you have
propaganda, it's manipulation by the people in power that understand how to manipulate the people who aren't educated, who don't spend their time in these issues that are going on. This happens all over the world. You wonder, like, why are these assholes bombing each other? Why are we at war with each other all the time? Why are we doing all this? Because people put these people in power, and it happens everywhere. And so it's a human problem of not understanding or being duped by this propaganda and these political truths, because people say it over and over and over and over and over again until you start thinking that it's true. By this woman, that's what I said. I wanted to sit there and analyze how many times did she say patriarchy before it's in our mind as this hot button word. Patriarchy, yeah, the patriarchy, yeah, the patriarchy. Like, you're not even having your own thought right now. Someone has indoctrinated this into you, and it's all being done through these algorithms. You said something about this being the worst thing. I mean, you're showing me right now, like, what is all of this? Like, This happens. It's a human problem. In America, it happens to be about race. In some other place, it might be about caste.
I disagree wholeheartedly. That's not a human problem. We're talking about white woman American problem. It's because when I say they vote against their self-interest, they had if we roll the tape back to when we were all enslaved or whatever, they were just a little crust. They were property too, just in a different way. They had no rights. Black men had the right to vote before they did, but they were still towing the line. And that is because that is what they're conditioned to do. I just got that from a psychology class. My bad. That's what they were conditioned to do. So when they're talking about it so freely, when they go with voting for Carmela would have been like voting against your family. There is people that say if we're a Republican and I go vote Democrat, I can't let my husband know I voted Democrat. I can't let my father know I voted Democrat. I would get disowned. That's just an example. But it does run that deep. The tentacles run that deep.
Well, I'm saying there's different reasons for that, but I'm saying to you, in a democratic system, anywhere that you have on the planet where there's a democratic system where people vote for their leaders, people are being duped by whatever reason, and it just depends on what the history is, what the culture is, what's the disconnect, why is this society in this place and in that place. In America, like I said, you're pointing out the racist part of it, but then you're stuck on that. You're pointing out the patriarch part of it. Then you're stuck on that. I mean, that's around the world, the patriarchy. I mean, it's even harder in a lot of countries. Saudi Arabian women just got the right to drive just a couple of years ago. Like they couldn't even drive. So this is I don't know if they vote for a president. I don't think they vote for presidents in Saudi Arabia. But what I'm saying is that we put these people in power. We always vote against ourselves because the vast majority of people are just not informed right. They fall for the propaganda, they fall for the lies, they fall for the political truths because it's just not a part of our everyday lives. And so, they look in and I have to vote. Okay, who's this? All right. How have I been socially constructed and programmed to be? Not to like this woman for whatever reason, or not to like this man, or not this person for whatever reason. Identity politics. Do they look like me? Do they sound like me? Or whatever. People go from this rather than what are they really about. And so, of course, a lot of white women didn't vote for Kamala because a lot of their husbands are like Trump. Shit. And that's the guy who they're with. They sleep next to every night. That's who they feel comfortable with, no matter what, patriarchy's been doing to them, or, they're voting against their own self-interest and stuff like that. Like they're going off of a different set of whatever, but that happens everywhere in the world. And so for me, like, instead of making it a racial issue, is making it to how can we stop being programmed like this as a human being. And that's just not having the apathy towards knowing what your current events are, what the world politics are, and a general understanding of the way that the world works and is working within your society as well. And many people don't know these things. I would say the majority of people don't know these things. They learn it maybe in high school so they can pass a grade, and then they forget it because they're like, well, what do I need it for in my life? And so when it comes to the point to where these politicians who are in power and they're saying, hey, I know you don't know, here's something that you like based on whatever study, your brain is going to like this color, this person in this suit wearing this tie, saying these words that we know that are in the ether. They're saying patriarchy. We know you're against patriarchy.
Well, okay, Neiman, I'm not that naive.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying the majority of people are.
May I speak? You two done did all the talking. Can I say something?
I might got off topic.
Now, I want to say to both of y'all made a lot of sense. But what I want to say to you first, Catherine, you own the point, and Neiman came back and hit it. Out of 100% of the marriages in America, in 5 years, 89% of the people divorced. Guess what? Economics. So white women not like black women. White women get married for money. Black women try to get married for love. So what I'm saying to you, Catherine, them men, my son hit it. They told their wife to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
That's what they did. So again, a lot of the women knew Pamela Harris was more smart than them. They knew she would do more. But on the strength of their husband and their livelihood, and if he found out she voted, they went that way. So again, we dealing a society that has not even say slavery was wrong. We're dealing with a society saying get rid of Emancipation Proclamation, get rid of Juneteenth, get rid of Martin Luther King. Now, if you get talking about getting rid of Martin Luther King, the only man I know was humble enough as Jesus, and you say get rid of him. So again, Catherine and my son, America need a complete psychosocial assessment. And America built on bloodstain. America built on rape and robbery. They've been doing it, taking it. Like right now, we got 194 farmers. I didn't know we had many black farmers. And they had $5 billion. Trump took their money, stopped the wrong. Now 90% of them is about to be foreclosed. They don't need but $50 million. Now we got Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, I keep on calling. Roland Martin had to go on the TV, and I went behind it, begging them, hey, y'all, letting them folks to fit. We got over 100,000 acres. The land been with us over 100 years. I didn't know that. I didn't know we farmed that much. So again, Catherine and Neiman, we won't see it in our time. It'll be 50 to 100 years before we might get there. These
see
people,
what?
Systemic racism. We live in one country. I'm talking about America. I ain't talking about body. I mean America. We live in one country with two realities. One separate, one equal. One rich, one poor. One predator, one prey. One black, one white. One rich, one poor. Sexism, classism, and racism have already divided America. They think they better. The Milton Law has been proven that the black woman is the mother of earth. The Milton Law and Dr. Lincoln are anthropologists. So they keep thinking, I'm better. You're not even white, this white. You European. I'm not black. The rest of me is black. So again, Catherine, we dealing with wisdom, knowledge, understanding, freedom, justice, equality. And they don't want to read Proverbs. Well, Solomon had. God made Solomon the most wisest man in the world. So this is why you hear these women and men giving themselves up now, okay? Because what Pope did, and I end and give it back to y'all, the Pope stood on national TV. No Pope has ever done this. And say what we did to black people was wrong. We enslaved them, couldn't read, took their culture, took their God, whipped them, raped them, beat them up, everything you could think, set them on fire. The Pope said this. He said, we'll owe them a pardon. He's talking about pardon everybody. He said, you talking about somebody crazy? We made them crazy. So again, Catherine, then some black man throw about $200-300 million on the table and say, let's start paying them. I've been trying to pay that table. So 153 countries, 150 countries voted that they owe us reparation, which is going to be over $100 trillion. I ain't going to take mine to Galleria. So I'm buying land. Apartment complexes, everything. I'm still going to pay. So what I'm saying to you, Captain, I got to have money coming in every month the rest of my life. So what I'm saying to you, Captain, with love and respect, is that these people, 3 countries voted against us. America, Argentina and Israel. What the hell are we doing giving Israel $18 billion a year and don't give them the black?
Oh, before you go on Israel, I just want to state for everyone, I'm not suicidal. That's it.
So again, so what I'm saying, before we leave, we know you're not suicidal. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that we need the man on this TikTok said it. We need to do something with our wellness. They have wellness call where the police come out and check the house. But we need a wellness with our mind. And we need a psychosocial assessment and a dynetic. The dynetic is to get the baggage out where you stop being triggered. My son was not luck is Lucifer. He was blessed to be around that young lady, and he followed her, whatever he did, because she was beautiful. And all that, because I met her, she's super intelligent. So he got a chance to be in that class, which we all need to be in class. Everybody in America need to go to the class, because we all in a hospital. So again, we need to deal with this racism, and it's bad. And Donald Trump, through Israel controlling him, because he's a puppet and a robot, through Israel controlling him, he had set this thing out, and God allowed it, where we can see the dominance of this racism. Now it's coming out. So that's who they are. When somebody get drunk and cuss you out and call you N-word, it was already in them. Just took the alcohol to get it out of them. So again, young man, what we have to do, and I end with this, we was at 1.3 trillion. We're 2.4 trillion now. Until we do what China did right here on Bel Air, we need our own private banks, our own institutions, our own credit union, grow our own food, have our own water coming so they can't poison us. We need our own. We need our own like China. So we can have our own and deal and attempt to have the peace. We'll never have the peace you got over there, but get close to it, at least 40, 50%. But me, I'm gonna have a ranch and I'm gonna have Bobby. Them two places I'm gonna have. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank God for my son. Thank God for Miss Mills and my sister that fell asleep, Miss Price. And thank God for Marcus coming on. Son, you got this thing hot. And I'm gonna text you what they're saying about you. They say discussing. Look what they say about you. They say
what?
Discussing systematic racism, economic challenges, and share your perspective. And the other guy talking about you traveling over there. And a discussion on culture, accountability, and the need for understanding. TikTok be saying something. Okay, here you go. Discussing mental wellness, trauma, and the role of faith. Share your thoughts. Discussing the need of mental health support in the Black community. We need mental health. Well, I'm so glad y'all hitting on this mental health. Come on. Sharing personal experience and finding peace and purpose from mental health. But mental health jumping out here now. Discussing
because a lot of people, I'm trying to tell you, a lot of people, like everyone has some level of traumatic experience. I don't care if it was just a spider that bit you or something, and it's something that, as a young child, unless our parents, and sometimes our parents just don't know. And if they didn't assist you with how to overcome, how to get back up, how to be accountable, how to do these things, then we're figuring these things out. But as a child, you have this unknown and this you built this fear around them, and it's unpleasant and doesn't feel nice. Right. So yeah, and we end up having these things that were never learned or processed out of our system and things like that, and they go with us throughout in adulthood, and then they show at these different times. Like a lot of times you'll see someone, it might be your partner or somebody, and you're like, you can see them as a little child, the way that they had a temper tantrum, or the way that they acted when they couldn't get something that they wanted, or something like that, or when they lost a possession, or when they thought they possessed you. these are things that are carried over most of the time from childhood, because we haven't learned a different way. We didn't have that example a different way. And these things are, presented, those are mental issues and stuff that you can overcome. And so that mental health, that's being healthy mentally, is understanding why these things, why you have these feelings and things that are coming your way, and being able to, assess and just be still and at peace with it. Okay, instead of reactionary all the time. A lot of us are just reactionary. We get upset, we want to hit back, we want to, right away. And it's not doing us any favors, and it definitely won't find peace in that.
Neiman, somebody talking to you. They say,
Who?
They say, is where your son moved to a wheelchair friendly, cause I'm paralyzed from waist down. I need to go there to a mini vacation for the experience and education. The guy that's paralyzed, he's telling you, Neiman, he would like to come to Bali, but he's saying he's paralyzed waist down. Brother, I don't have the money at this point, but once God gives it to me, I don't know who you are. My number on there, 28189682215. I don't know, but I talked to my son. I don't know how to get no wheelchair person.
I mean, it's altogether possible. It's just logistics. There's places now. There's stairs here. There's no ramp to get down here, but it's not like this every place. There's wheelchair accessible places, in a lot of places. The elderly care here they still care about their elders, and I don't know if you're elderly or just disabled or anything like that, but you can definitely have experiences. I mean, just like you're not going to have, because of the disability or whatever, the unfortunate circumstances, you're not going to have the full experience in life in a lot of places, and it would just be the same as here. So, it's just if this is what you really want to do, then is understanding and being able to do that. Everyone has their own path in how they do things. Like, there was one time I came over here, I had $160 in the bank account, but I stayed over. I went here, then Thailand and Australia, and then back to here and whatever. And I started with $160 US. I didn't have a job. I didn't have I didn't have that. I understand how to hustle my way and things of that. And, because this was important to me to travel. There was something that was on my heart. So I figured it out. And I'm not trying to say that everyone can figure it out, because not everyone will. I'm being very, real about that. But everyone has a will. So if you really want to do it, then that's where it starts. It has to start here. And, every reason that you may put forth saying, oh, I can't do it this way and that way, there's no ramp, you're putting obstacles ahead of yourself. You're defeating yourself. Start thinking about, well, okay, how do, change your whole thought process, and not like, can I, whatever, I will, I'm doing this and this and that and so forth. And your brain will put together the ways to do so. I'm not saying that that from some I'm saying that that's really how I live my life, is just, hey, I really want this. If I do, I'll start figuring it out.
I respect that, and I agree with it. Let me say this here, young man, your name is Shelby Legend. I want to thank you for thinking so much of me, but there's no way Johnny Binder, Dr. Jeremiah, would ever run for president in America. Let me tell you why, brother. Number one, they're going to shoot me. That's number one. Yeah, because I'm a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King mixed in one. And they know they can't buy me. The NRA ain't going to be able to buy me. So they ain't gonna be able to flip me, politics. And let me say this to you, brother. I'm gonna do the best I can.
That's a good one.
God has given me to take this show. I'm at 30 million now, me and Catherine. We're gonna make 100 million. We're gonna get $1 million contract. We're gonna have a studio with 200 to 300 people in it, and I'm gonna touch millions of people from Bali to back here. So when I'm not here, they can just send me the link there. But again, brother, I love you all, and I want the best for y'all. But we need mental health, and we have to do it for ourselves. We can't wait for the white man or the government to give us no mental health. We have enough doctors that we can do psychiatrists, psychologists, and the LPC. I ran a behavioral health clinic for 10 years. I didn't know why, but now I know why. Because you can't trigger me. It's impossible. You ain't gonna make me do nothing. I'm gonna think about it 1,000 times before you trick me back into prison. No, you're not. So again, what I'm saying to you is that I love you, brother, and I'm gonna be a president for you with this podcast, with my movie, but foremost going toward Washington, D.C. No, sir, brother. I ain't going that way, but I can assure you my voice is heard all over America, not because of Johnny Biden, because God took me and Catherine and throwed us everywhere, from Willie D to all over. Willie D opened my show. I didn't even want a show. I went on this show to do a movie, The Redemption of the American Gangster by Johnny Binder and Martha Reed Preston. And 3 months later, after we did so many, Willie D said, I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. Me and Catherine don't know what he's talking about. We got to another one on the show. He picked a picture of me, AI picture, he did all that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Brother Neiman has did a marvelous job tonight. I'm not saying that because of my son. I'm saying it because it's the truth. He has spoke practically, logically, educationally, and experience. And we need peace, and we need help with mental health. And Troy Marsaw got a bunch of mental health facilities. And Troy, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna cut this tape up and send it to you, because we need mental health on every corner, from here back to Detroit, back to LA. Because we are psychologically gone when we sitting up unaliving each other and then turn on each other. You're not no gangster when you unalive your brother. Stop thinking you're a gangster. You're a damn fool. So stop it. We need to learn how to love one another. We need to learn how to protect our wife and our women and our children. And
we need to learn how to love ourselves first and foremost. Number one.
You love nobody.
If you cannot love yourself, you cannot truly love someone else. And you cannot receive that love either.
That's a fact. So first, love yourself. And after that, you love God. And then from there, your wife, family, your children. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, TikTok, for all the stuff you done said tonight. Y'all be on it. I know we're over 10,000 tonight. So again.
Wait. So TikTok on here, is it people in the TikTok right now?
Right now, over 10,000 though.
It's some 10,000 people in the TikTok right now.
I just told you we did 10,000 the other night.
All right, 10,000 people. I need some subscribers, yo. Like, check out my YouTube. Here it is right here. Can you see that?
Put it up so Captain can put it up for you.
That's it right there.
Okay, they need the thing. We'll run your commercial. You just give it to them.
Yeah. Send it to your dad. We'll promote all of your we'll promote it. And if you're on IG, send me that as well.
Yeah, I sent it already. I sent it to him already. The link. I'll send the IG link after we get off the thing.
We'll run your commercial every week, and you'll touch over $1 million in 2 months. Don't tell me what I ain't gonna do. I just told you we're gonna run it every week. I want you to get many people as you can, where you can help us with this mental issue. It's a mental issue. They used to say we need a village to raise a child. Now we need about 10 villages today, because there's so many distractions, so many television, one out of his box. This phone, we don't know how to use it to be successful with it, but regressive with it. And the damnable movies, the filthy music, suck me, eat me, flip me, kill me. You stick your finger up, all this crazy stuff. So
Talking about right now.
yeah, that's what they do. So again, they have used us, young ladies. They have tricked us, young men. We need a psychosocial assessment and a dynamic, and we damn sure need mental health. All of us, me too. All of us. We need it. The whole America is messed up more than anyone. We are messed up. And the government we got right now, with this crazy man in Israel controlling it, here we go. Project 2025.
I am not suicidal.
Why do you keep saying that? Why do you keep saying that?
We'll talk later.
We keep talking about Israel, man.
Oh,
I just want to let the Mossad know I'm not. I mean, no, the world know. I don't want to say nothing to Mossad, y'all. I'd say nothing. I shouldn't have said that more than once. I'm done.
I'm gonna say it again. Israel's Trump, and I don't give a damn about Israel.
Man, of course they are, man. They got them hanging by the Epstein files. Like,
boy, you know. Look at you.
No, it goes super deep. It goes super deep. You can go talk about 9/11, 2008 bank crash, Bitcoin. Like, it's all kinds of stuff. They got the strings. They understand.
Puppeteer.
Yeah, but you know.
It's a rabbit hole.
Allegedly.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Allegedly. Y'all hear that? Allegedly.
I am not suicidal.
Say, show him.
You say I would not. He would not unalive himself.
I will not unalive myself.
There you
for
go.
no reason.
We're gonna play your commercial when we get it. Show him our commercial so he can show. We're gonna put his commercial without. Show him our commercial real quick. Watch this thing.
I'm looking.
Oh, she got something for you. She got something for you. She ain't.
You helping me, Captain, all the rest of us, save my life.
Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
So that y'all celebrate us and help us open up vocational schools and save our kids and our kind. You don't want to do that. You want to sit in the back like a house nigga, a coon, and do what you do. Because I have 5,000 heaven-making angels around me. And anybody come against me, God is going to destroy them. I can name all the people that come at me. God has destroyed them, have created problems in their family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying to you is that the black woman is the mother of earth. She has melanin in her skin, right here, melanin. The sun is her friend, not her enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
90% of your crew is snitching. Get out the game. Whatever money you got, go open some kind of business. If you don't know how to open a business, do what my partner did. He gave his money to the restaurant owner. Now he rich because the restaurant owner paid him every month. He invested like $500,000 with it. And now he out of Galveston, so now he get rich. Him and his wife got a big home. They come out of Texas University. If you ain't an entrepreneur, invest your money with a D or with Catherine, whoever doing business with me. I'm going to build 90 townhouses. I need 2.5 right now. So again, invest your money with somebody you can trust. Get out the game. If you don't get out the game, you're going to prison. And 85-90% of the time you do, when you get out, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. So it's China Biden talking to you.
Listen to me. Yeah.
We're back.
We're back. Oh shit.
We got about 4 or 5 different commercials, man. We ain't playing, man.
I finally saw the comments on the StreamYard. I wish I would have known they were on there earlier.
We on
Jay
there now.
Johnson.
Just put up. Tell them your web
Yeah, I messaged on there. I don't know.
You don't know
Chronicles of a, look for Chronicles of a Vagabond. Easy.
Okay.
She gonna put it up. She'll put it up.
Or Blah Blah Co. If you can find that Blah Blah Co, then you found me.
Blah blah.
Yep, BLAH Co. That's the Instagram. Then you can find all the rest of them through there, but that's the main one. I got personals and all this other stuff, but you ain't got to follow me there. He says 10,000 people watching this right now.
Right here, right now. That ain't counting. That ain't counting YouTube or Facebook, Twitch, and
I want to tell you, if somebody watching right now, comment I'm watching. If you watching right now, hey chat. If you watching right now, comment I'm watching. I want to see how this goes. I don't see any comments yet.
I'm gonna take a
picture. It's not tied to TikTok. I mean, not tied to StreamYard. TikTok is not integrated with StreamYard for live.
Okay.
That's why I play TikTok over here. Everything is a stream up here. And I play TikTok by itself, and we've been successful.
What we streaming on? We live on YouTube?
YouTube and Facebook and Twitch.
Oh, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
Yes.
Cool. I didn't know what we were streaming to. All right, it's about lunchtime for me.
We're gonna put your commercial out. And I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad that you in Bali, and I can't wait to get there to get me some heaven. I need some heaven bad. So I'm so sick of hell. So again, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time tonight to be with us and be with TikTok and the rest of the people. You gave out a lot of wisdom and knowledge at a young age. One thing for sure, you smarter than me by getting the hell out of here. So thank you.
I was 19 or 20 when I said that.
Yeah. Well, I need to be 19 or 20 and get the hell out of here. So thank you. So I'm getting out of here. You think I'm playing, you watch and see. But if you think I'm not going to get me 30 days, man, I need 30 days bad. Real, man. I need to
like I said, how bad do you want it? Is that where your heart, you got to reconcile that with yourself?
I'm already reconciled. When I say something I'm going to do it. I already know. When I stop eating meat, and I ain't had none 28 years, I stop. Sugar, I stop. Dairy, I stop. Once I snap what I want to do, and it's for my health, this is for my health. I need some peace. So I got to get out of here. So again, look at Catherine shaking her head. She let it go to Bali too. I already know her. She been went all the way down here. How you get here? You think I wasn't coming? I know.
Meditate on the side of a mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the stuff going on, all you mothers that lost your children, we love you. The mother of the 7-year-old, we love you. The lady was hung on a tree, we love you. This is ugly, and we done the best we could tonight with my son and the rest of the guests and my producer and owner. We want to tell you thank you for listening us, because we had 30 million in the last 11 months from Willie D to here. And we looked at Facebook the other day and we had 4 million. So we just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for coming to hear, not me, but God coming out of me and God coming out of my child tonight like never before. It was intellectual, and he hit the ball out the park. So he deserved to go eat. Yeah. So again, Catherine, You did a great job. I'm so proud of you. You're great producing. I'm glad God brought you from Fort Worth and brought you here to do this both-time $1 million show. And we will be victorious and successful. We got over $50 million of content, and we will be successful. May God bless you, your mother, your family, your daughter, your grandchild. And my son, may God bless you as well, and my guests and the people that's been hurt. We pray for you, that you come out of it and be wise and strong and get mental health. All of us get mental health. May God bless you.
Thank you. And if you're watching this on replay, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment from whichever platform you're watching on. Thank you for your love and support. We'll holler at you later.
I am beautiful, proud. I must be respected. I must be protected.